All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So it's week 12, and the Jets are going to be taking on the Houston Texans in Houston. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff. And look, I completely understand at face value, the Jets are a 2-8 football team, and the Texans are a 2-8 football team. I understand that it might not be considered must-watch TV by a lot of people out there. Believe me, I get it. But I will say that I do feel like this game will actually be pretty good. I do feel like it'll have some back and forth moments. And, if you're just a fan of football, you're going to enjoy this one. Houston is coming off of their best win, their best game of the season, beating the Tennessee Titans last week by multiple scores, by the way. I felt like that defense went in and they were hungry. They were intercepting Ryan Tannehill, I felt like a million times. Tyrod Taylor went in. He managed the game. He got in the end zone a couple times rushing right on the ground. What a tremendous day for that Texans team. So I don't want to go into this game thinking, oh, the 2-win Texans, this is an automatic win. This Texans team doesn't have tons of talent. We're not playing the Chiefs. This is going to be easy. No, I don't want to go in with that attitude at all. At all. I truly feel like this Texans team is going to be playing amped up. And I want to give a lot of credit to Coach David Culley, because this is a guy who not only just stepped into a pretty turbulent situation. Obviously, they were entering a rebuild. They were probably going to be letting J.J. Watt go. We all know what happened with DeAndre Hopkins. And then, of course, the whole Deshaun Watson situation is still ongoing. Just a complete mess. So for David Culley to not only just accept the job, right, step into this situation and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to lead these guys. By the way, they didn't have a first-round pick last season. They didn't have a second-round pick last season. That was a really tough spot to be in. He accepted that job, and he has these guys playing hard every week. Now, of course, they've been blown out a couple times, like, against the Bills and whatnot. But, this Texans, it's easy to lose morale in a season like this, but he's kept his guys level-headed and his players fight. I mean, back in week 2, this team hung in with the Cleveland Browns. I would go as far as to say Houston could have won that game if Tyrod Taylor did not leave because he got injured, right? That game was close at halftime. You look at the Patriots game where they lost by 3 points to, the hottest team in football right now. They lost a couple weeks ago to the Miami Dolphins. I mean, there were mistakes all over the field on Houston's part, and they still only lost by 8 points. I think it was 17-9. The point is, yes, Houston is young. Yes, they don't have tons of talent. They're led by a rookie head coach, but this team can still make plays. This team can still go out there and fight you tooth and nail to the bitter end. With that said, they're a pretty balanced attack on offense with rushing and passing, but they're last in points per game, they're last in yards per game, and touchdowns per game. If you look at the rushing statistics, they are not a good rushing football team, even though they do hand the ball off a lot. This team has a very difficult time moving the ball, putting up points, scoring touchdowns. That's just the bottom line. I will say this, though. Those overall rankings, those stats can be misleading because for a good portion of the season, it was third-round pick Davis Mills leading this offense. But now Tyrod Taylor is fully healthy and he's ready to lead this team. Again, let's reference last Sunday. This Texans team is not quitting. They are not laying down. Yes, their record might not be that good, but they are going to fight you. They're not just going to be handing opposing teams W's every single weekend, all right? And frankly, Tyrod Taylor is a veteran quarterback in this league. He has been in numerous offenses. He has learned under some great, not only just quarterbacks, but great coaches. He's seen so many defenses. He was drafted back in 2011. He's put together a great career as a late-round draft pick, outlasting tons of guys. Let's look at the names in that class. Guys like Christian Ponder, Jake Locker, Blaine Gabbert, Cam Newton was in that class, Andy Dalton. I'm trying to think of Colin Kaepernick. I mean, there were a lot of quarterbacks in that class. Tyrod Taylor was overlooked, and yet Tyrod Taylor is still here making noise, starting games for the Houston Texans. So I want to go into this game prepared and organized. I want to have a plan. I do not want to overlook this Texans team. So what can this Jets offense do to have success against this aggressive Texans defense? I think the big thing here with, by the way, Zach Wilson is back. That was actually confirmed today by Coach Saleh. Wilson is back and he's going to be starting. But we have not seen Zach Wilson out there leading the charge with LaFleur in the box. So I'm really excited to see how that dynamic works. But with that said, I do feel like it's important to look at the defensive coordinator. It's Lovie Smith here. Okay, this is a guy, much like Tyrod Taylor, who's been around for a really, really long time. He knows a thing or two about going up against a rookie quarterback, how to disrupt the timing and rhythm of offenses. So I really feel like Zach Wilson needs to take what the defense gives him, and that's something that has been well documented. I mean, that's what Saleh wants to see from him. That's what Mike LaFleur wants to see from him. We've seen Mike LaFleur and Flacco have success just kind of doing that, you know, being able to process post-snap, being able to find the check down, go to your fourth read, and get rid of the football. Don't play hero ball. Stop trying to be aggressive. Stop trying to push the ball down the field at a constant rate. That was one of the issues, the culprits of why this team was losing in the first chunk of the season. Always, I mean, we were down 10-0, 17-0. We're trying to get it all back in one play. We can't do that. But I will say, with this Texans defense, I do feel like we will have a couple opportunities to take shots. I want to say there's going to be anywhere from 2 to 3 chances, 2 to 3 opportunities for this Jets offense to take the top off of Houston's defense. Again, I don't really feel like that should be the name of the game. I don't feel like we should be really pressing to make those explosive plays. Let's just play that boring game, play that game that everybody wants to see from Wilson, take care of the football, don't put it in harm's way. But if those opportunities arise at some point during the game, don't shy away. Let's take them. So as far as the Jets defense is concerned, I really feel like the main idea here should be trying to keep Tyrod Taylor within the pocket. I'm not too concerned about the running game for Houston. I just don't really feel like they're going to have a lot of success. I don't feel like they're going to beat us on the ground with the running backs that much. But if Tyrod Taylor escapes, right, if he's extending plays, all of a sudden he has 5, 6, 7 seconds back there to make a pass, I feel like that's where the Jets can be in some trouble. Okay, that, and of course that kind of ties into not being beat deep. The one thing about Tyrod Taylor is that he's not the tallest guy in the world. He's only around 6 foot, 6'1". So he can get lost behind the offensive line. Defenders don't really know where he is. And with his legs, his speed, his, just his elusiveness back there, he can easily pop outside the pocket and either beat you on the ground with his legs to pick up an easy first down, or he could beat you down the field because he has an absolute cannon of an arm. If you look at the Texans wide receivers, they have guys like Brandon Cooks and Danny Amendola, 2 veteran wide receivers that, of course, are old and they might not be what they used to be, but that's kind of the point. They've been around for a really, really long time. If Tyrod Taylor has 6 seconds to throw and they're going up against a secondary that is frankly extremely young, no Marcus May, no LaMarcus Joyner, so you're down 2 safeties, you have a rookie starting in the slot, might have a rookie on the starting on the outside with Eccles. I know his status is still up in the air, and then Bryce Hall's a second-year player. I mean, that to me could be a red flag. A veteran wide receiving core with a mobile quarterback that has extended time to throw. I think that could be an area of concern. And also we need to take a look at Nico Collins as well. A really, really good find for this Texans offense. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. What are you expecting? What are you expecting from this game? So thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Jets.